How's it going, fellow internet gluttons for suffering? I'm back, and Happy New Year. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, and that's because I've been busy with moving and trying to get shit in order. But I just thought I'd come on from my unwanted hiatus and just say, hey, I'm back, I'm not dead yet. How's it going? Maybe I'll do a stream later today. So while I was gone, we were putting on some new doors and like painting in different rooms just to see if we can get this all done by the time January rolls around, and that way we can move out. As for what I've been up to personally, I've been thinking non-stop every single day about what I should upload or what videos I should make, but I couldn't because I was way too busy. Every single day was dreadful. I could not go a single day without thinking, why didn't I post, or why should I not post? It was painful, and I like, you know, talking with my friends and community that I'm slowly getting. And I just want to say, for anybody that's been sticking around, still eagerly awaiting my return, like, as if it fucking matters, though I'm just like a 200 sub channel, I just want to say thank you. You guys are the best, and I'm going to continue to upload as much as I possibly can over the course of the New Year's. As for videos that I have planned for the future, I plan on making a Taylor Swift video just outlining the cult-like following that she has and her satanic followers. And if you're eagerly anticipating that video, please make sure to turn on notifications. I'd actually really appreciate that. 2023 was one hell of a year, and that's exactly why I'm just going to do a quick recap. How I felt about 2023. It went by too quickly is what I'm trying to say. It went by, like, I have a question. Does anybody remember March? What happened in March? Did March happen? It went by too quickly. I remember there was so many memes where it's like January just happened, February just happened, and it's like, dude, it's 2023 and we're already in March. It felt like 10 minutes. But the roller coaster ride for me has been kind of hellish, I'm not gonna lie. One of my friends asked me to tell this story sometime, and that's exactly why I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell you the time where I was flashed at work. So this is how the story goes. I'm working at a grocery store, and I'm a cashier, right? I know, bitch-ass job, working as a cashier at a grocery store. You're a dude. You should work in the back rooms. You should lift heavy things. I wanted to, but they never put me in the position. So there I was. I was close to the end of my shift, and one of my friends, she comes up to me, and she says, hey, your relief isn't here. Do you want to stay by for maybe like another 5 minutes? And I said, sure, you know what? I'll stay by. And suddenly this massive line forms at my register. And I say to myself, oh boy, here we fucking go, right? And that's when this fucking lady shows up. I cannot stress to you, everybody in the store knows this lady. So this lady is she's a fat Polish blonde lady with makeup that is resemblant to that of fucking finger paint. Like, it's awful. So like, picture this. You have like shit on your fingers, and then you just, yeah, that's what it is. So anyway, this lady was known for stealing throughout the store, and there was even rumors that this lady was like a prostitute. And I was like, oh fuck, here she is. I've caught her stealing a few times, and I called her out on her shit. I was like, that lady right there, yeah, hey, she stole a fucking Kit Kat. I want to say this. I was not prepared for this shit. I found out she was a prostitute the hard way. So there I was. I was keeping an eye on her. So I was cashing out the guys, have a good day. And I would look back and make sure she didn't steal anything. And as the customers, as I cashed out more customers, more and more closer did she grow. And every time she grew closer, I had to make sure I looked back. And suddenly, just out of nowhere, her shirt was all the way up, and she was playing it off as she was rubbing her fucking shirt against her sweaty ass forehead. And this is me. Did somebody call me? No? Okay. Oh, it was awful. I was flashed, and she did not put her shirt down for like a solid 20 seconds. I was so close to just saying, put your fucking shirt down, you disgusting degenerate. After that, my friend came up to me again. She says, hey, your relief still isn't here. Do you want to stay another 5 minutes? You can leave if you... I cut her off, and I was like, get me the fuck out of here. And she's like, okay, go. So I clocked out, and a few days later, I told the story, and it spread like wildfire throughout the store. And all of my coworkers had heard about it. All the frat bros and like the dude bros in the back rooms were like, so I heard you got flashed. And the managers heard about it. They were all chuckling about it. And one of the front-end managers, who is like one of my friends at this point, ironically, her name is Karen. I know, a manager named Karen. When have you seen that before? But I told her the story, and she was like, what the fuck happened to you that day? And I was like, listen, if you want to watch the security cameras, viewer discretion is advised. But later on, we spoke about it, and she told me, yeah, that lady, it's rumored she's a prostitute, and maybe she's not all there. And I was like, okay, well, if she's not all there, then I feel bad, right? But at the same time, it's kind of classless, right? The story does not end there, however. There's 2 more stories connected to this. My ex-girlfriend was also flashed by this lady. So there we were. It was night, it was a closing shift, and we were putting a bunch of shit back up on the shelves. And she was working at the self-checkouts, and I just had this little carriage full of shit, and I was stocking things. And I remember I was in the pasta aisle, and I was putting pasta on the shelves, and I get a text, I get a buzz in my phone, and I check my phone, and she just says, she's here. And I was like, oh no. I immediately know what happens when you say those 2 words, she's here, and I immediately went into panic mode. I was like, what's happening? And this manager, she comes up to me and she says, your favorite customer's here. And I was like, yep, I already heard the news from my ex. And suddenly she comes up to me and she says, Brandon, you're not going to believe this. She flashed me too. And it was when everybody was like not around her. It's like she goes for people that are either devoid of attention or devoid of people around them. I asked her, what the fuck happened? How did she do this? And she just said straight up, she just came up to me and threw her shirt up. Now, there's this girl who we work with who works in the produce department, and she wanted to know everything because she's the girl that knows everything about everything. And it was a very similar story, and it was really funny. So, after that, here comes story number 3, where she apparently tried to get a fucking job at the store, knowing those 2 stories. So there I was working an early shift, and it was like maybe 8 in the morning. I was like, okay, it's an early shift. I can get this over with, done. Boom, bada boom, bam, get done with. And then I can come home and make a shitty little video for my 200 subscriber YouTube channel. Fuck. But then my manager named Karen, she comes up to me and she says, hey, so you know that lady who flashed you? I said, yeah. She's like, she tried to get a job here. And I was frozen, stunned. And this other girl I work with, she came by and she overheard and she's like, excuse me, you mean the Polish lot prostitute? And then another lady came by and it's like, oh yeah, the lot lizard. So now there's just this clusterfuck of people all saying, yeah, the prostitute, the lot lizard, the just a bunch of other names. But we all came up and she said, she came by and there's this glass pane. And it looks like a one-way mirror. So on one side, it looks like a mirror. The other side, it's a glass window, and you can see directly through it. And she was trying to do her shitty makeup in the mirror. And they knock on the window and open the door and say, you can't do that. And she says, oh, I want to get a job here. And they're like, huh? Fucking excuse me? So it took the managers off guard. And they were like, yeah, I want to get a job here. And she says, okay, well, if you have a resume, you could just submit it at the register, or you can just give it to me. And I took that as, okay, yeah, just give us something to wipe our ass with. And then after that, she says, okay, so will I have a job by tomorrow? No. In fact, I don't think you'll ever get a job here, is what everybody was thinking. And that about does it for the story of how I was flashed by a Polish lady. Stay tuned for next time when I tell you the story of how I was called racist. 2023 has been a fucking hell of a year, and I gotta tell you, I'm glad it's over with. And I hope that I can create better content in the future. In 2024, I can create much better content and go about with a better schedule. I'll also be working in a much better studio environment. Like I said a little while ago, that I have acoustic foam pads that I'm going to be plastering on the walls in my new setup, because this room echoes like a fucking church chapel. If you don't hear from me for a while, that's okay, because guess what? On January 12th, it'll be my birthday, and I want to do a little bit of a stream either the day of, the day before, or the day after, depending on if I have time for either. So stop on by January 12th, 2024. I'm going to be turning 20, baby. 20 years. Jesus Christ. What happened? 20 years old. Jesus Christ. I'm no longer a kid. And with that all being said, this is Maple Syrup Individual signing off. Happy New Year.